Alright, AKAPADers, welcome to Prime Time with Peter A. DeLuca, aka Pad, and so many of you are joining me for the first time, not for the last time. Welcome back to the channel. As you can tell from the layover of this video and the style of it and these two idiots underneath me, we're not done discussing Cartoonist Kayfabe today. Now, a lot of you like to say I'm jealous of Eddie. I don't know why. I've always had a history of being social with people, being able to hold conversations and lure the attraction of women and the stray dog here and there. There's nothing about Ed's life that I want. I always viewed him, and you guys can check out my previous videos on this. I always viewed Ed Piskor as just one sorry mother effer. Didn't have a lot of opinions about Jim Rugg. He just seemed to be like an Ed McMahon, and he can come, he can go, no big deal. Never really appreciated his comic book work. But we're still studying and we're still kind of relaying and I'm delivering to you some of these information and micro news droplets as the days go on. So here's one theory. Now it's not confirmed. Get some prime in you. So we don't know if Jim Rugg has unfollowed Ed Piskor throughout all of social media. I have one individual that reached out to me. They claim they're saying they're pretty sure that's true. That would make a lot of sense and good for Jim. Now, point number two, we have more accusers now. So we have one girl who is a teenager, and now we have adults, and it gets pretty explicit and should really make you angry. Point number three. For some reason, across the Twitter sphere, and this spins my head, Comicsgate has now become the moral high horse of this issue, of the Ed Piskor Groomergate issue. And the counter to that is the lunacy of the left, who just like to label Comicsgate with every single, like every single type of racial stereotype you can imagine. Newsflash, folks, I'm not that deep in Comicsgate. I don't even know who's who or who's in and who's out or what the deal is. But it's just funny how I would say the insane left and the Cartoonist Kayfabers, this is how they identify, and they still want to make excuses for all of this, pretending that there is not overwhelming evidence at this point. And look, we still have to reserve judgment. We still have to keep a level head. But we do have to be mindful that, we're still dealing with multiple lives here. Even the lives of Ed Piskor and Jim Rugg. And look, there's other people connected to this that we don't know the names of. So, we should just be mindful of that. But we should want to dig into the truth. Now, let's get into the topic at hand. And if you haven't noticed, we're dealing with an overlay within an overlay. They've done a lot of conversation, a lot of hours with Erik Larsen. Now, previously, I called them out for not calling out Erik Larsen because, in my opinion, he is the absolute, the worst pervert in comic book history. What we see that he has done within Savage Dragon, for some odd reason, gets a weird pass. And I would just think on the journalistic level, if you were to interview Erik Larsen, you have to press him on this issue with exactly what the intent and what were you doing, and are you living out a fantasy when it comes to his later Savage Dragon work. Now we get to kind of use our imaginations a little bit and just assume that the Cartoonist Kayfabers never really press Erik Larsen on this issue because, and you guessed it, because, did I just say because too many times? But you guessed it. There's a little bit of a shared relationship and interest between Erik Larsen and Ed Piskor. This shared interest is the evil of evils. It is a attraction to people who should not be attracted to, we'll say. And it's sad. and it's depressing. I have completely written off, as these years have passed on through my time on YouTube, I've written off any type of commentary on Erik Larsen, and I was stockpiling a lot of work from him to later to do a Savage Dragon 1 through 100 video, a Doom Patrol video, so on and so forth. I am, like somewhat in the camp now when people say when Larson took over for Amazing Spider-Man and Spider-Man, that was really the flavor that people wanted of the time, because his writing and the way how he incorporated other elements of the Marvel Universe was a lot more comic book, fun, exciting than what we got with Todd McFarlane. All of these things, I was just through my love of discussing some of this stuff and pointing things out to many of you, I was going to review. But the more I, looked into those Savage Dragon issues, I didn't even want to review them to basically bring light to exactly what was happening inside those pages. To me, it is the mind of a sick person. And to further that, Erik Larsen takes a lot of credit for the reformation of Image Comics, and we kind of know his predecessor, Jim Valentino, is the one that did that. So yeah, we can kind of label Larson as a credit-stealing backstabber. With that, he is a pornographer, and he's into weird things. And I think he has a handshake agreement. He has a wink-wink, nudge-nudge with Ed Piskor, and we will just leave it at that. If you talk to Erik Larsen for as long as they have, and you don't address these issues, if you're talking to Erik Larsen for almost 2 hours about Savage Dragon issue 1 that goes all the way into this pornography era of the book, how do you not say, hey, like, are you the place that we're at now with the book? Did you envision some of that, or just like you want some of those basic creative questions? And as far as I know, no one that Larson speaks to asked this question, which is more odd. Peter A. DeLuca here, aka AKAPAD, giving you guys more cartoonist. I almost said artistic. Cartoonist Kayfabe updates. Yes, the next video will be a palate cleanser, because I'm sick discussing this. It just turns my gut. It really does. I ate a bunch of chicken nuggets. I got a belly full of Prime over here. I just want to puke because I'm so disgusted by some of these things. I'm very disgusted for the people who defend Ed Piskor. That's really weird, and I'm not really. What are we doing?